Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, I am working on spells right now, so why not live stream? All right, let's see. Where was I? Where was I before I started live streaming? I think I need to adjust the wand, the spell scroll. It's going to spells, the grimoire definitely, and spell ciphers. And we'll take a look at spell icons. Nope, spell icons is good. All right, so I got to go through this little by little. I'm pruning things out, and I redid the registry names, so it's easier to override more powerful versions of a spell. So I'm normalizing all of the names right now. And let's see. And these are spell ciphers, right? So now I have to go down through this. So reap. There, I will make it full screen a little bigger. A little smaller. There we go. That's easier on my eyes for some reason. So basically, things that don't have a number after them, I gotta put a number in. Like summon corpse, telekinesis, mend object. Shadow step was already done. Man, I got so many spells. Holy moly. Hope everyone's doing well today. Man, I saw that fight, not last night. I actually watched it early this morning with Mike Tyson and that Paul dude. I don't know what I was expecting. I'm like, you know, Tyson's almost like 60 years old. Like I was thinking, like, he's either gonna just lose completely, right? Because if he lost to a 60, almost 60-year-old man, that's you know, being 27, you know, that's a little it's gonna be a really bad look. But then, you know, if he wins, right, unless he just completely destroys Tyson, you know, he's also gonna have that kind of side too, where it's like, oh, hooray, you were able to outperform and much older person physically. Good for you. Man, this is tedious. But this has to be done. As soon as we're done with this, we're gonna go into the buffs. There we go. And I need to add more code to be able to be more stateful for like tier 0 spells. That way everything overwrites correctly. And I think that's it for the spell cipher. Spell cipher is done. We're gonna save. I'm gonna throw this over here. All right, the grimoire. Let's take a look here. We're going to comment out these two. I'm removing like imbue elements in the familiar spell. I'm going to do those in different ways. It shouldn't be a spell. Although I may end up adding another spell called, maybe it's going to be called concentration. But it's going to be a long time kind of casting spell. And that I like the idea. Someone pitched the idea of having like bigger rituals that involve multiple mages. So I could use that as like a trigger, right? So like 3 people stand in these positions and then they all activate the concentration or, you know, like whatever the spell type is. So they're all casting and then that will invoke a spell. Like that idea. Kind of like the old World of Warcraft, right? With the Warlock where you had to have like a bunch of people to like summon the Doom Guard, right? It'll be like that. True North, Endless Breath. Summon Corpse, Telekinesis, Mend Object. I'd go through this a little faster now that we went through the one. Kind of scroll down. There shouldn't be anything else here, and it looks like there's not. Shouldn't be anything else here, and there isn't. I think there's one thing here. Yep, that would be Featherfall. Mark of the Zephyr already had the one. Oh, and I have to test out. I think I figured out the long time bug for the Oculus. When the server restarts, it doesn't save your list, and you have to like restart. So we will take a look at that. I have to test that in multiplayer though, just to make sure everything works. But we'll test it in single player first before I bring it into multiplayer. And we're also going to be adding a new spell here. As soon as I'm done with this, we're going to add the spell Temperance, which will be a buff that increases your maximum health by like maybe 10 points. So we will be doing that. Almost done with this. All right, we got Duplicate, Blink, Riftwalker, Summon Portal, Summon Void Vault. There we go. That one's done. We'll move that over. Where are the spell ciphers? I need that back up. Was there another one? Oh no, here it is. The spell scroll. All right. And it's all, again, going to be a similar thing. Comment those out. Everything else is good. So we got Reap. I'm going to go through this one a little faster. True North, Endless Breath. Mend Object, Telekinesis, Summon Corpse. All that should be good. That's good. So is that. Featherfall should be the next one. There it is. And then Bind Affinity, Corpse Swap. And that's looking good. Here we go. Fly, Beast Sense, Polymorph, Preservation. Soaring Leap is done. We got Duplicate, Blink, Riftwalker, Summon Portal, Summon Void Vault. Awesome. That is done. We'll move that over. Save. We're gonna spot check the wand. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything changing with the wand. I added a lot more spells for the wand, which kind of promoted this whole like, oh, I gotta find a better way to override more powerful versions of a spell. And that's everything in spell type. Did I put in Temperance in my spell types already? I don't think I did. So let's go to Fly. It's going to be right around Fly. Copy, paste. This is going to be Temperance. So that's going to propagate through to these three things. Now what I need to do is type in Fly again. I'll actually copy growth. We will make this Temperance 1, because Temperance is going to be a light spell. In the Grimoire, we're going to pull up Fly. I will copy the growth spell. Temperance 1. And spell cipher. Let's go to the Fly spell. By copying and pasting growth, it's going to have all the right coloration and textures for a light Grimoire or a light scroll or whatever it is. Temperance 1. All right, let's put all these together and move that over. We're going to do a save. I need to register the new spell as well. So let's find the Fly spell. Copy, paste. This will be Temperance 1. Temperance 1. Let's make sure we add a disable for this spell in case people don't want it in their worlds. Temperance, P-E-R-A-N-C-E. Let's go into the configs. We'll make a config option. Temperance. Copy and paste and paste. Save. We need to do the localization. Blech, hate localization. All right, anywhere that the fly spell is, oh, I need to go through all of this stuff and make the adjustments too. Ah, barnacles, man. Dirty barnacles. All right, so there's reap. Kind of scroll down. True North, Endless Breath. Summon Corpse, Telekinesis, Mend Object, Shadow Step. All that is fine. That is fine. Feather Fall, there it is. Bind Affinity and Corpse Swap. Man, I got a lot of neat spells. I'm very pleased with the new rewrite of the spells that I've done. Very, very pleased. Hey, the Dill! Grr, Barnacles! How you doing, man? How's the update coming? I just said to some people, I'm like, man, I hope Santa brings us 1.20. I'm telling you, man, I got some PTO saved up. I'm gonna be like binging it. My people I work with know how nerdy I am. How are you? I am pretty good. I've been a little tired. I've been doing the couch to 5K. And I actually went for a run maybe an hour ago. So I'm building the endurance back up, and it's rough. But you know, I'll feel better as I push through it. How you doing? Update is coming together. That is awesome to hear. You know, some people I talk to are like, I can't wait for it. I'm like, nah, man, give them time. If they need a whole nother month to make sure like they work out a lot of the big bugs, hallelujah. Right? Trust me. Let them do it. Here we go. I've changed a lot of the registration names for my spells. That because next thing we're going to work on is to enhance the system of detecting weaker versions of spells and overriding them. So, and also we're going to be hopping in. I was very clever the past couple of days. There's been a long-term bug, not really bug. It's just with my mod. If you are using Synthesis, and now with the new Crucible, and the server restarts or you log out and log back in, and it was in the middle of Synthesis, it would just cut out. You would have to do a reset. Which you would get all your items back, but then you'd have to throw everything in. And if you did spend any essence, you don't get your essence back. And the reason why it was like that is because to get all fancy with my stuff, I had a dictionary, like two dictionaries that come together to make the the spells, right? Or not the spells, the items, right? To do the crafting of the grimoires and everything. But you can't really, because they're block entities, you don't have access to save any kind of like array string, or I can't save dictionaries or anything, or if there is a way, I don't know how to do it. So I got clever. I got very, very clever with kind of manipulating the data of that list, and I think I have it saved. Let's see, almost done. Oh my god. I knew this was gonna be a beast. I knew it. But if I don't do this, you're gonna get some unlocalized things popping up. There we go. Polymorph, preservation. Oh my god, we're just about done. Done. Oh wait, I forgot to add temperance everywhere there's fly. Oh wait, there's more. I forgot there are actual effects too. Why did I put flavor text in here? Why? Oh, and wait, I gotta make sure that I fix the Riftbloom Tea mana regen buff. I gotta make sure I fix that. I think I did. Man, speaking of that, so I made Riftbloom tea because I've been craving the Lipton green tea, like the citrus green tea, and I've yet to get it. Maybe I'll get that today. But that's why I made it. So I'm like, oh, I can at least drink it in the game. And the flavor of Riftbloom tea is like mint chocolate chip ice cream while you're sucking on a penny. That is it. Okay, now that everything's done, let's create the localization for the temperance spell. Temperance. Name. Temperance. Really hope I don't misspell anything, but I may. It's a very, very real possibility. Temperance. Temperance. There we go. Next. And we actually have to make this spell increase your maximum health as well. Do you also do also modeling? Yeah. I mean, I work on this mod alone, so every model, every texture, you know, everything. I do it all, which is why it takes me so much longer to get stuff done. Fly one. Let's do temperance. One. Let's pull up. Where's my spell list? Oh, I got too many things up. So over here, I'm looking for the enum that I have for my spell names. Spell names. Darn it, I bet I closed it. Let me just go down. It's faster if I pull it up here. There it is. I put a description for temperance in here. No, it's equilibrium. There we go. Oh wow, I could have just thought of that. There we go. All right, let's find everything that says fly again. Yep, there was something else down here. Oh, I got to come up with flavor text for temperance now. Temperance, Temperance, and I'll say your vitality increases. And I spelled vitality so wrong, I'm gonna cut it out, and I'm just gonna have Google correct it for me. Thank you Google, thank you. Your vitality increases. Your vitality fades. There we go. I may have a VS 2022 extension to quickly open models. If you search for Vintage Story DevTools, there's a shortcut for search for files by name. That's how I open all my files. Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool, man. I'm getting to the point now where, like, I'm... Oh, well, actually, that's for... Yeah, for Visual Studio. When it's, like, VS 2022, I was like, oh, for the model creator? Like... that'd be actually pretty neat. Although, can I just search, like, if I want temperance? Yeah, I could do that. I've never really used that search except for now. I've never used it. All right, let's hop in the game. See if everything works. We should have a new spell. All the other spells, it should be regenerating all the grimoires. It did not fail. Excellent. Let's hop in. Yeah, there's a couple more things to do, but I've been adding more wands, so people have primitive magic. I'm not going to go into that world. Let's go into this one, just in case I screwed something up. Let's just make sure there's not any issues here. Let's see. So far, so good. Oh, you know what? Hey, Dilly. How? I've noticed there are sometimes a bunch of stuff that pops up about missing a disposal for, like, I guess different kind of textures with, like, a texture mapping. Do you know how to Do you know how to use that, or like like somewhere in the I looked in the wiki to try and find something where like I could track down, because I don't know if it's like my mod, I don't know if it's like something else, like if I'm missing a dispose. Really, it's me being OCD about things, but you know what? Hey, the game did not crash. That is an excellent thing. Let's go down here and take a look. So it recreated all of these other spells. There's Temperance right there. Everything else looks good. Oh, and I created, I pretty much have this done. I created the Essence Attunement system. So the way it's going to work, it's going to be in the emblem slot. We will attune to like the light essence. So you'll actually get an orb. And when you... There we go. Oh, actually, I have one on right now. So when you get attuned to an element, I have like markings that will show up on your face depending on your attunement, and then all of your spells and everything will be magnified, or you'll have debuffs for other spells. So right now, light spells, like if I cast a light buff on me, it lasts 25% longer. Light attack spells, like if I pull up Fireball, like even the wand actually does more damage, and I made it to where the color's kind of like a mint green for going up, or an orange if it was reduced. So that was fun to do. That was definitely fun. Yeah, so I could pop this out. I'm definitely liking the new update here. This is so much better. So much better. Yeah, there's a shortcut. Oh wait, you can turn on dispose debug on the dev settings. That should give a stack trace to things not disposed. I didn't, I tried to do that, but I didn't see a change, right? It's this right here. And of course it's not, like nothing came up this time. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll show you some of the buffs. I made some pretty big changes. And I actually ran this through multiplayer and fixed it. I fixed a lot of stuff here. Even debuffs, like I have debuffs like silence and pet exhaustion and things like that. Like when you teleport through one of these gateways, you actually have like the gateway exhaustion up there, and I have like the ticker. It's kind of WoW themed a little bit, but you know, if it works, right? If it works, it works. Let's see. Let's pull up. Yeah, I'm not seeing any disposes now. Oh, here we go. So I'm seeing things like this. Right, texture with texture ID 112 is leaking memory, missing a call. Like, I saw that and I'm like, I don't know if it's my mod. Like, I would feel bad if it was my mod. You know, like it already does a lot, right? Like I explained to people, like, yeah, Magic is, you know, it's a lot of calls. Like it's looking for a lot of things, you know. It's, you try and optimize it where you can, but there's only so much. Like if I have to do a bool check against something to see if you have magic unlocked, it's got to do that check. Yeah, let me pull up some spells here. So like, yeah, I'll pull up things like Soaring Leap. Let's pull up Swiftness. So a couple buffs, right? So now you'll have like a AoE around it. So within that area, if other players are around, they will also gain the benefit of the buff that you cast. So you can buff other players in your servers that that you're playing with. And the amount of people, like it always hits you, and then depending on your magic tier, it hits an additional 2 people. So if you're a tier 3 mage, you can hit yourself and then 6 other people that are inside of that sphere of influence. So like, if I cast Swiftness on someone, like I would still get the buff and other people can. But this combo's nice because Soaring Leaps makes it to where you can like kind of feather jump a little bit. So with Swiftness, you can really cover some ground. This is like one of my favorite spell combos. And the neat part is, you could jump up to 3 blocks high, right? And if you want to do a short jump, just don't hold jump. So if you hold jump, you kind of glide, which is pretty neat. Boop. Looks pretty cool. So you turn it on and then load into the world, and on exit you should get something that happens all. You should at least get something if it happens all the time. Maybe try to restart, then turn it on, go into a world. All right, because it's one of those things where it's like I like to make sure I don't have any issues, you know, if I can help it. Just because, you know, all the other mods playing nice together, it would just be nice if my mod wasn't causing issues, right? Something I always try and do. So yeah, I already rebuilt. So like go into here, mod manager. Oh no, settings, dev. All right, and pop it on. Okay. And then let's go back into this world. I would just, because if it tells me something like, oh yeah, item grimoire light, you know, temperance, right? I see something like that. It's like, ooh, let me see what I'm doing there, right? Let me see. All right, we'll give it a try now. Let me teleport back over here. There we go. That's better. Much, much better. Man, look at that lag. I'm just like, holy moly. Yeah, I fixed a lot of stuff, like the rotation for this stuff. Like it doesn't do that jumping, like skipping around anymore. You know what? Let's work on let's get the plunder. Let's get the plunder buff. Holy schmoly, this really does lag. Oh my gosh. So plunder is a wand spell, and then you have different versions of it. So I know these versions work well. Now the problem is when I cast plunder 0 on myself, just the lesser plunder, and then I cast any of the other versions, it doesn't overwrite right now. If you scroll through the inventory, once you get a pop-up, since that loads a lot of things, and then exit the world. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. So I'll kind of scroll through that. Spell ciphers, scroll through again. My equipment, if there's a missing dispose, it's probably with the equipment. Nothing there. Creatures, well, that's it. General. See, I'm not seeing anything come up. I'll even do that because I have some items in here. I try and shove all my admin items into the special tab. And then exit the world, all right? And quit the game? Or... because I haven't seen anything pop up with the texture stuff here. Put stuff in my inventory. Got some shader stuff. Maybe it's good. Here, I'll just do a full quit here. See if anything anything. No, that wasn't it. All right, so I'll just go back in. It was just if it was something easy, could also be vanilla. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing like any you know what I mean. Like if you make an item through like JSON or something, like it's, you know, the game does a pretty good job at catching that stuff, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. I just didn't know if it, because sometimes, but you know what? I do have other mods on when I notice it more. But, you know, it's saying, like, texture ID. I'm like, I don't know what the ID is. And I look at, like, I looked at my item IDs, right? And I'm like, well, these are, like, in the thousands right now. And And all my stuff is like 3,000, 9,000, 8,000. All right, so let me pull up my buffs because we need to write some code for the buffs. Here we go, status effects. So in here, we're just going to go ahead and pop this right out. So I need to add something in here for a tier 0 spell, which are the lesser versions of the spells. So getting the end of the spell name, right, and substringing it, if it equals a 0, then we're gonna copy that. I gotta make a new variable here. I need to copy this, pop an OR there. We got to expand this. So if it's 1, 2, or 3, the stronger version of the buff's already there. Now, if it equals 1, here, we're gonna do a little cleanup as I go through this. So if it's a tier 2 spell, right? If it's a tier 2 spell, I need to copy this. And we actually need to paste this in here. So if it's a tier 0 spell to overwrite, tier 0. If you have this attribute, then we unregister that callback. We remove the watched attribute, and then I remove it from your buffs list. So if this is a tier 2, so I can copy this now. And then we can paste it in. So if it's a tier 1 or a tier 2, if it's a tier 3, right? We'll paste it in like this. Let me get rid of that. And yeah, we'll get rid of that. I can get rid of this extra code here. We will actually put this down here. So it's in order 0, 1, 2. And I can get rid of that. I had an old way of doing the list, and then I eventually had to make it into a packet so it worked in multiplayer. And this is where if you have swiftness 1, 2, or 3, and then you put velocity on yourself, it removes. So if you put swiftness on, it removes velocity, and then if you have velocity on, it will remove swiftness. So there's swiftness 1 it would remove, there's swiftness 2. I was thinking about getting rid of the velocity spell. Because I buff swiftness so much, it's actually a really, really fast, really good buff right now. So I may end up taking that buff completely out. Alright, so let's hop back in the world and let's see if what I just added will affect. So I should be able to cast Plunder on myself, Lesser Plunder, and get that buff, and then I should be able to cast Plunder 1, and it should overwrite. And then if I try and cast the wand again, right? So here it is. Let me cast this on myself. Put some primitive magic on myself. Bam. Lesser Plunder. Let me... Oh, you know what? Okay, good. I'm in creative. Perfect. I don't want to eat the spell scrolls. There we go. So it overwrite it, right? It overwrote it. If I try and put this on, I should get the message saying that a more powerful version of the spell is on me. Yep, stronger version of this buff is already active. Good, good. Let's just kind of step through. What about for Plunder 2? So I could put that on. If I try and cast this spell here. Stronger version. Yep, so I still have Plunder 2. Let's pop Plunder 3 on myself. There we go. And I'll just make sure to cast the other versions. I think we're good, though. Man, I was expecting that to take more time. So, stronger version, stronger version. This will work. This will work. Bam. Perfect. All right, so the registry work I just did, let's... You know what? Let's throw that. Let me pick World Spawn. I freaking love this system. There we go. That was 5,000 blocks away. That's awesome. But if you turn that on before and join and run around, it'll show up in a stack trace of the allocation of it. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, I was just wondering about it. You know, I'm a little OCD about some stuff. So you know, it's you know, I'm human, right? I make mistakes. Wow, I got rust sickness because I went too close to that. Man, rust sickness. Am I right? Where did my... I was thinking about adding... That's right. I was thinking about adding a mage trader, like an archmage that you could buy things from. But I don't want to do any world gen stuff in the mod, so I don't really have a home for the mage. Oh, there it is. It's over there. I'm like, where is my Oculus? I have one built. So we are going to test some stuff here. All right, what was that? So let's see, Rustbound Magic source, block entity station, Crucible Core. So it looks like this is returning null. I forgot to put a null check here. I'll say, and this does not equal null. It was in the description. You know what? I can actually get rid of that whole thing. I should not be... that was an old check. There we go. So let's continue. There we... Oh, of course. Still got some rust sickness. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no, okay. I was going to say, wait, where's it coming from? If you go into this, you will get rust sickness. Okay, good. Yeah, because I had something... when you looked at the Crucible... Come on, man. I would love to use Temporal Storms with something magical. I don't know what that thing is, though. But I feel like it's such a cool... Too many people disable, like, the coolest parts of this game, right? Like, temporal stability, rifts, like, I love Temporal Storms. Love them. But too many servers disable them. So I'm making it mandatory to use this stuff with magic. You want rift blooms, you want to do magic, you need rifts, right? It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can get away with no temporal stability. I understand that you know, that system maybe needs a little loving, right? Like some reason to keep it on other than just as a griefing factor. But man, like, look at this. So cool. So cool. Oh, I made all my healing spells. Yeah, they're the weakness for all the drifters. When the new update comes out, all of the shivers and the other monsters that come, they're all gonna have the same weakness to healing spells. And I'm thinking of adding another buff called Wisdom that increases your healing done with healing spells. Maybe adding a couple more healing spells as well. But yeah, I got some ideas, and then I'm thinking intellect could maybe buff your attack, your spell power attack, and maybe increase the haste as well, right? Reduce your cast time, and then wisdom could increase the duration of your buffs and increase the healing done by those buffs. I think I'm gonna do that. But you know what? Let's go ahead and skip. A new source of power. Let's take a look at that achievement here. Yup. So I can continue. That's right. I reset everything to check something that someone had mentioned. So yeah, I just went up to there. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So I should be able to throw in Arcanus, right? And then let's do, let's get a crystal, right? I want to be in the middle of crafting. There we go. So the next ingredient it wants with my ingredients list, it's going to be a rusty dust, right? For the next ingredient. Let's get synthesis rolling. This is, yep, linked to that guy. Just making sure. Let's make the fireball spell. Why not? So I should be able to get the fireball grimoire here. Or not grimoire, but the spell cipher. And that's our ingredient list there. Made some improvements. So recipe spell cipher, it is stable because we got the right caps. If I walk into this, yep, I will get rust sickness. Good. Wanted to make sure that's still a thing. Oh, let's test the mana regen buff. Drink. So we got the Riftbloom tea buff. So I'm at 38 mana every 5 seconds. There we go. 39 mana. Every 5 seconds for 2 minutes, you'll gain back. Since I'm a tier 1 mage, it's only 1 mana point, but that still is pretty good. It's 24 mana passively just by running around. That's not bad. It's pretty good. Let's throw something in. So it wants light ash first. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. There we go. Light ash. I know it's going to need leather. Oops. Plain old leather. There we go. So throw that in. All right. There we go. Now, normally, if you log out at this point or reload the world, this is in a broken state. This doesn't work. You have to like reset it. You'd have to reset this to get your items back out. Oh, Dilly, are you still there? I wanted to ask you something. So I noticed it seems like I can't reliably run a shader through a block entity and an animation at the same time. Is that like a known thing where you can't have like a shader running on top of like an animation? Because this used to rotate and spin around. But I ran into an issue where this block basically replaces this block. And it wouldn't fully replace it because like an animation's still going, so it's like it's still there, but it has the other block on top. I've seen some weird things trying to run multiple, like an animation with like just and they work separately fine, right? But when I try and put them together, it's like, what's going on? Huh? I have no idea. Sorry. That's fine. I was just wondering. You know, it's just a little thing to, you know, make my like this right here. This center block is actually just a transparent block, and then I run a shader in it, right? But then I have things like this where I want that ring should actually rotate. And what I did is you could see inside I put like a temporal kind of, it's almost like a record player. So as this ring rotates around, it's almost like it's being read here. So do you have a block with a shader and animation? I would have to make one. I did, and then I backed it out. So there was some weird, like I said, there was just some weird stuff. I had backed it out because I wanted to just continue. I think it was actually this block that was, because there used to be a shader in there because we don't have animated textures, so I can't, there's a lot of stuff, like people have been commenting on the Magic mod, like, man, if you should do it like this, right? And I get the thing where it's like the stars twinkling up and stuff, but I'm like, guys, if you look at those are animated textures. Like, I can't, it's not native in game yet. I can't, like, what we have at most right now are particles, right? Like that's the most of what you're gonna get right now. But, you know, if I could do, because like all the portals are all like, you know, a flat thing, because it looks weird when it's just a texture. It looks like a solid block, right? So I was thinking to remove that and then put a shader, like even if it's just a circular shader, it should be covered by the blocks in here, but make it look like there's a swirl of energy inside, right? And then have this ring rotate, and then there's the inner ring there, and then the inner ring there that also counter rotates. But yeah, it was it was just you know, my idea. I didn't know if there was like, oh yeah, you know, you can't do that yet. Just like with Blender, right? The object files, we can't use those yet for entities, right? Because I guess it doesn't support animation. Like you can, I think you can use object files in blocks, but I don't think you could use them in items. I think it's just blocks for now. Someone wanted to make a add-on to my mod where they made their own, like, you know, like crystal and bow and stuff, and the guy's really good at Blender, but weren't able. If it was a block it would work, but all right, so these two things are running, right? Next ingredient, it's stable, fireball, like everything's linked up. So I think I fixed this. We're gonna go right here. I'm going to leave the world. Leave the world. There was a recent fix, I think, to Blender and animations. What? Dude, can I start learning Blender and making entities in Blender? Oh my god. Dilly, this update may ruin my social life for a while. I'm gonna be nerd sweating it in here. Like, oh, let's make some new elementals, right? I want to make some eldritch looking monster beasts, you know, that aren't blocky. Did that thing, remember that I showed you with the armor and then like it refreshes the shape? Was that looked at all? Because I would also love to make some more complex armors. Like I have a necromancer armor I want to make next, but with the armor being so detailed, and then like it's, you know, you start mining with it and you start picking things up and it lags so much, it's not going to be fun to, you know, it would be almost like a looks thing. Like I'm kind of role playing right now as like a wandering Rusty Jonas mage, you know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. I'm hoping it's coming. I'm hoping. Okay, so I should be able to hop back in the world. It should have saved. So what I had to do a lot of complex stuff. This is actually distilling two different dictionaries. One is an asset location dictionary. One is an int dictionary. And I'm breaking those down and then turning them into a series of strings, not string arrays, but just strings that I then have to parse back out, rebuild those dictionaries, and then bring everything back to the point. And then if we look, this one's actually already working, right? It says leather. If I throw leather in, no! It's broken. I messed something up. What about this? What does this need? Rusty dust. So it's closer. It's closer. I heard the sizzle. There we go. Shifting fiber. So I got it working in the Crucible. I do not yet have it working here. Let me take a look. The ingredients list. Look at that. It's so let's reset this, right? So I can reset it. I get my items back. There we go. Okay, so the ingredients list doesn't tell you... I did the ingredients list different here, because this one tells you it doesn't have... Actually, it doesn't list wildcard items. Interesting. Here we go. Yeah, if you look at 1.20 pre-13 API fixed, version 1 animation system not compatible with Blender animations. I saw that actually. I haven't been playing with the pre because it's a hassle bouncing from pre to you know 1.19 for me. And I want to keep modding, so I've been watching others. I've been doing some screen shares with a couple friends, and they're showing me, like, I saw the shiver. Oh my god, like I love having reasons to make spells. Actually, it was that made me redo all of my spells to make everything more powerful. Like that was my incentive. Before my projectiles, so if I pull up like I'll do like fireball. There we go. Before, my projectiles were kind of weird. The hitbox for them were like a little further down, like it was half a block down, so it was hard to hit things. I didn't realize that till I closely looked at how it all works, so I rebuilt all of that. Kind of added some accuracy modifiers in there, and I shifted it to where now, like wherever you're looking is pretty much where your fireball, like that's the actual where the hitbox and everything for the fireball spell is. So with the new update, it is so much better attacking as a mage now. I haven't looked at the inventory thing. That was when you pick up items, it re-renders the entire character. Yeah, only if it's putting items in one of the bag slots, right? So if I have a bag, it could be any kind of bag, right? I'll pull up the leather. Here we go, backpack, right? I put that in. I'll grab that. Let's grab, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Let's grab a stack of 64 of these, and right, so I throw them all down. We'll grab another stack of 64. There we go. Right, so my hotbar is full, so when I pick these things up, let me make sure I got all my armor on, right? So my stuff's full, and watch. Oh no, I'm admin eating it. Hold on. Crap. Game mode 1. There we go. Why can I not pick anything up here? Oh, okay, hold on. I don't know how that happened, so I'm just gonna throw that backpack out. We'll get another one. GM 2 leather. There we go. Bam. GM 1. There we go. Now watch. Oh no! There we go. See? There we go. And once you stop, it's good. Because, oh, there we go. Apparently there was more. But each time you put it in, it's because it's a backpack slot, it does a redraw. It's almost like it thinks you're putting another backpack item in here in this item slot, and it's just like, oh yeah, it sees that it's sending like a packet, right? Or something where it's redrawing your shape. And it's normally fine in the game with like normal armor or a lot of other people's armor because it's only a few shapes. But this, right, to get the tubes and to make the gear on your shoulder pads and everything, right, I had to put in, you know, there are a lot of little shapes and details, right, in this stuff. So you really feel the impact the more complex your armor is. Yeah, that was when you pick up items, renders. Yeah. You can have multiple installs and use environment variables to pull the VS version you want. I'm not that good with VS, honestly, with Visual Studio. So it's like I got this working, and most of the time I do modding anyways. I do have it because I have a laptop over here. I do have I think it's like 1.20 like it's not 13. It's been a little bit since I put it on, but I wanted to check out the Shiver myself. Just kind of looking at it and seeing, like, it's gonna be so cool, man. But yeah, for this one, like, for instance, I lost the ability to hot reload for like 3 days, and then it magically came back. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it wasn't good. I was nervous. I'm like, oh no, is it going to take me longer to do everything? All right, let's make sure this buff works. Temperance here. Okay, so I was able to get it on there, which means that right now I see my vitality increases. It doesn't do anything yet, right? Because I don't have any more mana or any more max health yet. So I think the way I want to do this, I think I'm going to do it right through. All right, I got too many things open. Close all tabs. I just heard my computer say didn't know it was such an inconvenience there, computer. Status effects, here we go. So at the time of putting the buff on is probably when I want to do this. Here we go, apply stats. Here we go. Set temp stats is what I want. So I'm gonna put something in here because temperance is kind of unique. Like, I'm changing for the first time this buff, like I'm gonna be changing your like attributes on your character itself. Not just, well, I do that here, right? But I'm gonna change something that, like, health is a little different, a little more complex. So I'm gonna say if this dot I'll say affected ID equals, and we'll do e spell names dot temperance dot to string, right? So if this is temperance 1, right? Then what I'm gonna do is say this dot affected entity. Let me make sure. So duration, affected list, let's go back down to here. Okay. I will put something in here. As behavior. Oh, how do I do this? I'm doing this somewhere else. I figure this stuff out, and then I don't use it for like half a month. So I have to find where I'm doing it, right? So it would be like has behavior, the brackets, that's what it is. So it's going to be something like this, but instead of that, it's going to be, I think behavior, IOR, health, entity behavior health. So I want to do a check to make sure you have like the entity that's getting hit. So this means it will work on more than just players. You'll be able to buff maybe your chickens temporarily or whatever with more health, which also means you will be able to buff if I do want to add the like entity or the pet system where you make your own like elemental golem as a combat like companion. This temperance will also work on them, which is going to be great because if we get dimensions, like full-fledged dimensions, I'm making a whole new dimension for boss fights. I'm going to have a pre-built arena you're going to teleport to, and it's going to be like the Fire Colossus or whatever it is. Like it's going to be good. That's what's going to ruin my social life for a little bit. That right there. This dot affected entity dot get behavior So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna make a new variable. I'll call this entity mod equals, right? We are going to create a local field for this. I think there's something else. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I don't know why I had an extra this in there, which means I don't want this to be an object. I want this to be entity behavior health. And then what I can do is say entity mod dot what is it, max health equals so this is gonna take some getting used to here. So I think for health, if I look at this, right, we have a current health, which is just health. We have a base max health, and then we have a regular max health. What is, I know one of these is, so update max health, num base health, health modifier, and max health modifiers. Num, so max health, oh shit, it's a stat? No, No way is this just a... I could just... I didn't know this existed. Let me copy this. I'm adding it to my enum. Oh, this is going to be so much easier. No way. Why didn't I add this buff before? Why did it take so long? I love back in the day, like old school EverQuest, where like more powerful mages or, you know, players can put their overpowered buff on like the weaker people. Loved that so much. Such a cool idea. That's what I wanted in this magic mod. I want an archmage that, you know, an archmage. Their buffs last longer, their buffs are more powerful, their spells are more magnificent. They're gonna have like their awesome stabs and canes. They're gonna have spell scrolls. They're gonna be able to attune to a specific essence type and be more powerful with a cluster of elements. That's the goal here. I want this to be a role-playing heavy. I want to be able to go into a server and being like, you know what? I'm going to be a dark mage, right? Or I'm going to be a light mage or a neutral mage. Or I got to come up with better names. A warlock, whatever and a whatever, right? But you can specialize, and then you come to me to get like dark spell scrolls, right? Because that's what I specialize in. Or you got an elemental problem, you need help taking down that whatever elemental boss. Here's a scroll for elemental protection, and here's, you know, the works, right? Like a wandering mage drinking my Riftbloom tea. My Riftbloom tea. All right, where are my enums? I think I'm getting lost in the fantasy here. Enums. And I believe these are, I think I called them something with the player, right? Player stats. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And I'm going to label this here. So it should be max health duration. It's going to be like a positive thing. And then I will put a note here. Subtract -1 from stat. There we go. Save that. So okay, let's go back to the temperance spell, because now it should be pretty easy to do this. I can come into temperance, and in here I can do you know what, let's pull up another buff here. Let's pull up swiftness, right? So I'm just gonna add to that dictionary, right? Just like I do with my other buffs. And instead of walk speed, now I should just be able to pull up health, right? Max health extra points. To string. Copy that. And there. Okay, so if the contains key, walk speed. So if it contains this, set this. Let me make sure. Oh shoot, I already had it. No, I already had it. Oh. That's all right. All right, so I will... If I already had it, why didn't I have this buff already made? Weird. Very weird. But, you know what, it's all set now, so whatevs. All right, so that's temperance, right? That's the buff right there. Let me go back into status effects for now. Let's kind of get rid of that. Okay, I need to, you know what? Let's just try and cast it. See what it does. So it didn't do anything there. I may, you know what? I may need to do a restart because it registers. Not this. I don't think this kind of restart. I don't think this is going to help me. It registers the dictionary when the world loads, right? So all the variables and everything should be there. Let's try it again. Not seeing anything, but I could also not be passing. What am I passing for my stats? which is in here. So I'm putting 10F in there for these stats. Okay. Okay. Where's temperance? There it is. So let's go back down. So I'm popping stats in there. And that's the extra health points. Let me do another reload here. Oh, you know what? Better yet, let's safely shut down because I want to keep the scrolls I have on me. Alright, we're gonna quit. Gonna rebuild. Ooh, it's getting to be lunchtime. What am I gonna eat for lunch? After going for my run this morning, I had a banana. That's it, right after my run. Oh, Vice needs more. I hunger. Oh, sweet, my gloves are charged. I got these new heated, like, fingerless gloves. What the fuck is this for? Oh, is it to take... Oh, is it to take the gloves off? That's cool. That's cool. I want to give these a try here. I have big hands, so a lot of gloves are tight. Hopefully these things don't catch me on fire. Long press to start. All right, should we... Ooh, I feel them heating up already. No way. These are nice. Let me pop this on. Fingerless glove. Holy shit. It's like, wow, it's really... Ooh, wow, right in here. All right, let's give... Oh my god, no, this feels weird now. Holding my mouse feels weird. Uh-oh. I don't... Oh no, I don't think I can do this. I'll have to practice. All right, let's pop temperance on. So my vitality is not increasing right now. So there may be one more thing that I'm missing. Let me take a look here. Because this buff right now is just like swiftness. This is how I'm doing swiftness, right? Let me make sure. These are all the old calculations. Those are the new. Yeah, I didn't think I was doing anything special here. I'm applying stats, which brings me to here. And then eventually we go down after we check to make sure if the buff should be reapplied or not. Then we go down to these stats here, which I make sure there's at least one person in the list to apply stats to. Then we do the temporary stats. And then this is how I'm applying these stats there. And then with the reset, I do a remove for that stat. So if it's not working with that, let's take a look at the other thing. It was healing effectiveness. I want to check something with armor. There's nothing. Healing effectiveness is really armor related. Ooh, how about this? I wanted to put shamanistic spells in, right? Spirit of Wolf. I want to do like a Spirit of Drifter, you know, Spirit of Fox, things like that, right? And it would be a combination of buffs, maybe a less powerful version than the straight buffs, but you get a combination of them. In that kind of barbarian shamanistic way. EverQuest. Wow, these heated gloves are unreal. Holy moly, it's like right in here. Wow, that is cool, man. It's hot. It's hot. Wouldn't it be nice to have a buff that increases your protection? It would be cool to have a spell, Barrier, where you take damage, but it weakens the barrier, the protective barrier around you until it pops, right? and then you'll start taking damage. That's a cool spell idea. Let's do Temperance, and then let's maybe we'll do that one too. I don't know, but that would be awesome. Because then you could, and I could shape that to be a magic barrier or a physical barrier. Yeah, I think that'd look pretty cool. All right, Temperance, it's not doing what it should be doing, but let's take another look then at the health, how the game handles health. So stats get blended. Total max health. So update max health. Where are we at with this? Mark dirty. Player health regen speed. That's pretty cool. Oh, I could add another buff, huh? That could be part of another healing buff where it increases the natural rate of your... That could be the true regeneration buff right there. Just modifying your player, your regen speed. Hey, RC. Self-shield or selected player shield, and hello. Well, it would work like all the other buffs, right? Like, it would put it on you, and then depending on how powerful of a mage you are, it would put it on the people around you as well. All right, so health, we have base health there, base health. I'm not really seeing, I want to look for more instances of this. There are none. Interesting. Because it definitely did not increase my health. Yeah, my health, my maximum health is the same. Hey, Permadeath, how's it going? Sounds good. Man, these heat, it's like heating the outside of the gloves too. Hopefully I don't catch on fire. We'll see on stream real fast how fast Vice can take off gloves at that point. I wish there was like a setting. This is getting a little too warm. Here, we'll go ahead and turn this off. We'll turn that off too. There we go. My hands are always... Dude, these gloves are awesome. They warmed up so fast. So my game room here, I don't really have a heater in here. I do, but I don't really use it. And really the only thing that gets cold on me are my fingers when I'm like, you know, working all day or playing games or anything. So these fingerless, right? So I can still type, but these are so good, man. Like this is awesome. Totally awesome. My hands are always, don't get them wet. I'm gonna be on my computer. How am I gonna get them wet? Like, I guess spilling a drink. Soda, that's gonna be my true enemy. So this still needs work. Yeah, because that's not working right now. But it does see, you know what, I may need to take one more look at this. We'll do that later. Temperance, one thing at a time. Temperance. I was really hoping that this could just work. That this would just work like this, but I guess not. I guess I need a little bit more. For stats, let's take a look at this. Let me go to where I'm applying stats. So right in here, I just want to make sure RMR references dot logger. Man, this is going to take a little getting used to with typing. And I'm going to say applied stats. And we'll do a plus sign. And I want to see what the stats... Ooh, let's see. What is it? It's not... It wouldn't be key. It wouldn't be effect code. I think it's this. I want the value. I want to see what the value is. Let me cut this out and paste it in there. Okay, show me. Show me what the value is. It says 10, so it is applying 10 to base max health, but I wonder if I need to call an update. An update to, let me try this. Let me go back into here. We're gonna fire this back up. So if it is temperance, and if you do have health, what if I do like entity dot, no. Let's do entity mod. Let's try and call an update max health with this. Which also means what I'm going to have to do down here when stats reset, we need to do the same kind of thing and just call an update. That way it properly takes the buff off. Let's do it again. Hey, look at that. My health did increase. I went from 11 health to 21 health. We gotta wait 5 minutes, but looks like temperance is gonna work. I still gotta get to tier 2 magic, lol. I went on a 4-hour adventure yesterday. Well, that's fun. You gotta balance play with work, right? Play with work. I was thinking on my run this morning, I was thinking about other ways that I can allow you to gain magic experience. I think I'm going to put some modifiers in, so if you cast attack spells and they actually hit something, right? Maybe I'll give you bonus experience as well, bonus magical experience. And then maybe buffs, depending on the people that you have around you. You may get some bonus experience from that as well, you know, by putting the buff on more people. Right, so that way, like, you know, you're not just casting an attack spell, it's actually hitting something, right? Like you're actually using it to attack. Things like that. Kind of want to turn these gloves back on. They cool down pretty quick. There we go. Woo, I feel it already. Nice, nicely done. This is the best, like, 12 bucks I spent. Alright, so while I'm waiting for this debuff to go down, I need to put in some things here. I need to see if it rebuilt this list correctly. It probably didn't, which is why it doesn't know what to do next with the ingredients, even though it's still in an active state. So we're getting closer. Let me put let's go into block. Here we go. Right here. Let's go a little further down. Quiet, wolves. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is what I want re-enabled. I want to see if the ingredient list is null or not. So it's the ingredient list is zeroed out right now. Ooh, well, okay. Let's take a look at the saving here. So what am I doing? If the ingredients list equals null, okay, so that's loading. Let's do saving, right? So what am I doing? I'm making sure that the inventory does not equal null, right? That's not empty, which means that something's actively in there and you are crafting. I'm also making sure that the ingredient items does not equal null and the items or dictionaries actually are something. You know what I really should do? I'm going to copy these, paste this in. We're going to add an extra check in here And I'm going to say if it does not equal null and the count is greater than 0, I don't want to be doing anything with an empty dictionary. Probably not the reason why. It's just if there's something there to save, then save it is what I would prefer. Let me just go back up here. Here we are, right in here. Oh, that's what's doing it. Right there. I was wiping out. Oh, it's okay. Let me just run through the logic though, right? So I'm breaking things down into keys. I'm getting the recipe, pulling the recipe out, and then I am. Wow, this is really hot. Damn, this is nice. But let's go ahead and turn it off. Let's go ahead and turn this off here. You know what? The gloves are coming off. They are coming off. Yeah, that definitely does help get these off. This is so nice. Damn. I like it. There we go. Sucks having big hands. Ooh, they're all toasty now. Ooh. All right, so I create the string here by parsing out everything there into the string. Yeah, and then I'm saving it. All right, and then what am I doing here? This is loading, so if it equals null or the count is okay, so we need an extra couple checks here. Oh wait, so that's for ingredient, and that's for the amounts. Good, so they are two separate checks. So if it's null or it equals 0, then we are trying to pull stuff in. And then if there is something in the saved dictionary for this particular key, this string, if we can convert it out to a dictionary that actually has something in it, then we are assigning it. Is how I'm getting around this. Let's fireball that in. Let's oh, temperance faded. My health went back down to where it was. Frick yeah, temperance is working, baby. Boom. It's magic. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's eject this, right? And we'll throw this back in, right? Put that in. So we're back on leather. That's my list. It wants leather. Let's do a complete logout. Normally, right, this is where it breaks. Let's log back in. I think I'm not really getting feedback for the oh, looks like it's still going. There we go. Leather. It looks like the dictionary is not null. There it is. I can continue the recipe. All right, let's do this. I don't need anything for plunder anymore. So if I remember correctly, we're gonna have to have parchment. I'll just get a stack of parchment. We will have to have the rustic compound. Grab that. We will need feathers. Got that. We will also need Arcanus. Regular Arcanus. Okay, good. I was like, was that not localized? It was. And we'll need a couple rusty gears. There we go. Just grab a bunch. All right, so, okay, all the leather's in. It wants paper. I thought I lowered the sound of that. Let me see, yeah, so it's not sizzle in there. Oh, it's through the block. Here we go. There we go. So play sound at sizzle. Shit, no, I never lowered it. Thought I did. Oh, I lowered it down here for the creation process, sizzle. There we go. That sounds better. That sounds much better. All right, so a bunch of these. There we go. A bunch of these. Now, hold on. Let me pick stuff up here. Let me let the rust sickness... You know what? Actually, we're just going to do a hot reload with the rust sickness debuff. Let me make sure I'm not getting any phone calls here. Nope. There it is. A little bit of rust sickness ticking there. Do, 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 boom, boom. All right, so it still wants the rusty gear. Awesome, awesome. You know that coloration, what that is? For whatever reason, I noticed this here. It doesn't light, like this actually is supposed to give off light, the portal. So when it was dim like that, it actually didn't update the lighting around it. There was no lighting update, and then when it refreshed, that's when the lighting kicked through. So it wants essence here. What we're gonna do again is to do another reload, right? Because I want to make sure that it continues to, like, you know, to stay like that, right? Like I don't want anything to like break here. It's still see how it's dim though. It's dim. Maybe if I put down a torch, maybe something to update the lighting in the area. Oops. Yeah, see, it's not lit up right now. I'm not gonna really do much about that. Honestly, it's such a minor thing. I really don't care as much. But my OCD will eventually nag at me enough to fix that. Let's pull up the Celestial Prism. Let's get the admin version. Infinite use right there. Look at it. Maximum right away. I did that too, so server owners, if they do want to have gateways in their towns, right, for the role-playing aspect, this is an infinite source of energy for your gateways. So I thought, you know, again, thought it was a neat idea. I need a resonator. There we go. All right, let's link this to this. All right. Everything's still good. Cache transmutation. Let's get, you know what? Let's pull out a staff here. Something. Let's do the orange or the red Reaper staff. I like this one. Although I also like the whole necromancer kind of thing. So I could just cache transmutation anywhere nearby. Bam. All right. So ingredient count equals 0. Oh, I didn't do a null check for this. So in here, let's make sure this does not equal null. And here we go. It may not let me through. I may have to stop because I'm not gonna. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so that one is definitely going to be messed up. That's my bad. We're going to reset. I can get all the items back. There we go. And let me make sure. I may have to do that same kind of null check in a couple other places. So let's do a quick look here. Yeah, because that was just for the Celestial Prism. Similar thing here. I'm going to have to do a null check there. And then this is the anything. Here we go. We want a null check there. Oh, that was in the Devouring Void. So I have multiple things for the Celestial Prism. No. Okay, there's the one up here. There we go. So the Obelisk has a check, the Celestial Prism has a check, the Devouring Void had a check, and then the Any Essence should have 3 checks, right? So this is one of them here. So I can minimize that. And then we have this one here, so we got the check there. And that is wanting light essence, and then wanting dark essence. We have another check there. That should be just about it. Nope, we got one more. Paste that in. We may have one more after this. That is the old logic I need to put somewhere else. Nope, that was it. Let's save this, fireball it in, and let's give it a try again. All right, so, oops. Yeah, you can't really walk into, that. Throw a bunch of those, Oops. Got all the paper you need, yep. Got all that, good. Feathers. Bunch of that. One. I'll just grab all this stuff. So I threw one in. All right, so we're going to double check this, right? So I'm going to reload. My staff is greater than any other staff. How you doing, Bernardo? A spell that crashes game? Yeah, it's called Destruction, RC. It wasn't the spell that crashed it was the interaction here, which we may have just fixed, right? So it did save. The list still has the one item in it. So there we go. Okay, that updated. I may need to increase the frequency in which it tries to refresh the blocks there. But either way, if it works for now. So that is that's looking good. So we are where we were at. Let me reload. Make sure that it still thinks that it wants 250 essence. Time to go, by the way, Vice. I have arrived. Yep. It actually is just about time for me to go. It's funny you mention that. I got like 6 more minutes. All right. Let me make sure we got a Celestial Prism hooked up. Let's cast Transmutation. So it did not trigger. It partially triggered. So let me, you know what I need? I need to get rid of this book. Can I place it? No, I didn't make it ground placeable. I'll just throw it. All right, let's reset this again. I think I know what it's doing. Technically, it would be in the same place we were at before. I gotta find that. Where was that crash? It wasn't here, was it? Oh shoot, I think it was here, huh? Technically, if I'm doing any searches based on, okay, so that's that crafting there. Got that. So it's looking for transmutation. It's doing the particles. I'm marking everything as dirty when this is done. We are hopping from into synthesis here. And then we are creating the running the creation of the item. Oh, I think it's actually running the creation of the item itself, not necessarily the grimoire. Spawn entity. All right, let's get rid of these. I want the grimoire creation, because it's not going to be able to make an item. These do not create actual like blocks and stuff anymore. It should just be creating the grimoire. Let me do a search here. Yeah, I was gonna say this should actually pop up in all of these other places as well. So put that on. We'll get rid of that. And then in here, I will get rid of that. Boo, boo, doo, 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 boo, boo, doo, boo. And we will comment this one out as well. Okay, so that should be all of it. And then we have this one, which is... this one's got to be commented out too. There we go. Let's go a little further down to here. And that one's already commented out. Perfect. Fireball that in. All right. Oops. There we go. Yum, 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 yum. All right, let's give it a try again. There we go. So that's what it was. It was trying to create an item because it's still looking for the same spell cipher, which is what it was before to craft items and blocks. It was a spell cipher, but it was getting to that first and not a grimoire because it used to be called a grimoire cipher. So there we go. Fireball. Look at that. Oh, it's doing the RNG stuff again. No. We are not... I'm disabling all the RNG stuff here. I was going to say, why is it looking a little low? So basically, all of this I want to get rid of. There we go. All right, let's get a bookshelf. I'll just throw the temperance spell out. There we go. There, perfect. Did I make it to where spell scrolls can go on racks? I don't think I did. I made runic scrolls go on racks. I don't think I have, because I remember this now. I was going to do it, but the spell scrolls have a certain look to them. Yeah, you can't. Because, like, you know, it would look kind of weird. I just haven't found a way to, like, put it in there, right? That makes sense. Here, let's cast Temperance on myself. Let's give me more health. Boom! Your vitality increases. All right, let's make the Fireball spell again, right? Because I want to compare these now. Fireball 1, throw it in. We are going to do a couple checks, right? There we go. Now I'm gonna pop all that in. So again, it's looking for a rusty gear. And that's fine. Let's reload. It needs to be able to save, because when you reload, right, I'm bringing the world down. So it should have saved the list, and then it should reload it. Which breaks the Oculus in the current version. Still see a rusty gear. I could throw it in. Like I said, the lighting update there, like it went brighter, of course. I could just make these not lit up at all. Like I could just have this to where it's not actually giving off light, but maybe I can turn like the vertex shader up on it, right? Make it look bright. Maybe I'll do that instead. So yeah, there we go. It still sees, yep, it still sees that it wants stuff, right? Let's cast a spell. Did not work. You know what? It actually pulled it from somewhere else. Because I should still have... You know what? I may have to change a little bit more in here. So mana time, cast time. Wait. Spawn item, item grimoire. So it's going through. You know what it's doing? What it's not doing though. It's not. It looks like it may be airing out around here. Am I not making the grimoire correct? Let's look at all the references here. World magic system, ritual system. Looks like I got one in world magic. Is it the transmutation spell? Holy crap, it may actually be greater transmutation. Let's take a look at the transmutation properties here. Projectile transmutation. This is going to be pedestal, right? So the normal Oculus pedestal. I'm getting this from rituals. Ah, we have a second one. Uh-huh. Oh no, I have it closed out there. All right. So this is what transmutation's doing. I'm pulling it from rituals, which brings me into here. And I'm doing all the calculations there, right? Let's keep going. Let's start at neutral essence. Item cipher. So I'm getting the last code part. So the grimoire part is the last code part of the item. So that should read Fireball 1. So that should be correct. And then we go into here. So if you have something disabled in the dictionary, the spell No, I did not change the Fireball spell. Grimoire. Let's put a print statement in here to make sure we're getting this far. Oh, we got one right here. Created. We'll do a plus sign, and I will do. Ooh, what are we doing here? New grimoire. Dot. Can I get the name? Yeah, get name. Tell me what the grimoire is that you think you are creating. All right, let's try it again. Boop. Get all my stuff back. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Catch transmutation. So it says it created Fireball 1, which it did. Okay. And oh, it's gonna have magnified stats because I am attuned to the light right now. Let me take my attunement off. There we go. So 6 damage. That's all the basic stats for the book right there. Compared to... Wish I could put that in. Compared to this one. So this one had slightly higher mana and only 3 damage. Jesus Christ. Magic was really underpowered, huh? Not anymore. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. I actually see here that the... Looks like the client and the server are talking different things here. That could be what I'm seeing. This isn't what I want. I wanted the print statements that I just enabled. We are gonna add something to these, so I'll do this .api .world.side plus. I want to see where these are coming from. What does the client say? What does the server say? So the server says 0 and null. The client says 1 and null. Oh, do I have 2 of these registered? Do I have one like underground or something? Oh, where would I? Okay, so I made something there. Oof. I don't know, peeps. I don't know. Let's break that. It's still ticking. There's another Oculus somewhere around here. Shoot. Oh, I closed in mountains before. You know what? We're going to a new world. I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit. New world. New world. Alright. Yeah, just create. I'm gonna have to prune out some of these worlds. Totally remember that, though. I vaguely remember there was in a canyon that I put this stuff. I vaguely remember closing off the mountains, you know, the valley. That sucks. That's all right. We're in here now. Let's unlock magic. Thank God for admin tools. Boom, baby. You know what? Let's increase my maximum magic bunch. There we go. 40, you know what? 45, 50. I'm eligible for a level up. Let's do... Get the pedestal, get this, get a resonator, grab one of these. We'll make it out of astrolith, why not? Doesn't matter. Make sure I got no text messages here, nope. I really have like only a couple minutes left. I want to check this and then you have to head out. There, we'll put it there. There we go. Link them together. Boop, boop. There. So both sides see this as null right now. Perfect. I'm gonna try something. Like it's cool that I'm doing it like that, but also I could do better. What's to say? Like, why can't I do this instead? You know why? Because I do null resets anyways. That's why. Okay. There we go. We'll leave it. We'll leave it as is. Okay, let's get rid of that, and that. Let's get the... There it is, Celestial Prism. You know what? I will put it right there. Doesn't matter. Link this block to this block. Come on. Oh, was I not in the right thing? Oh, I was. Oh, it was already linked. Oh, it was asking me to put a... Okay, so yeah, that was done. And that, right? There we go. All right, so I don't need that anymore. Throw that. So I see the core. The core sees the prism. Yep, the prism sees the core. Perfect. Let's get Fireball, because that's what we've been testing with. Let's get... Light Ash, Leather, Rustic Compound, Parchment. There, we put it in the right order. Let's get the Feather. There we go. There we go. Let's get Arcanus. There we go. And let's get Rusty Gears. Come on. There we go. Let's pull out a staff. So I'm going to pull out a wand and a staff, and we were using, I'll just do the same thing, a Red Reapers. There we go. All right. There we go. Nothing dropped. Yeah, we're good. So I should be able to cast Transmutation on this. Okay. Oh, Transmutation hit a branch. So that works now, and I see spell created, Fireball 1. I think it's working. Client and the server see the same thing. Although, honestly, it doesn't matter what the client sees. All this stuff is done on the server. So this is, there we go. That one right there. Get rid of that. I'm going to make this a little quieter as well. Because that is kind of like a loud thunderclap. Just by a little bit. By a little bit. Dialing it all in. All right, so I think, you know, I think it's good for multiplayer testing. So this is a good place to end it. We added the new buff Temperance. We added a bunch of stuff. A lot of good stuff. Now I'm going to be putting in the Discord, in the Rustbound Alpha Discord. I'm going to put a poll up there, just basically asking if how long should tier, you know, buffs last, like Temperance? Should that be a 30-minute buff? Or because it's a version 1 of Temperance, even though it's a tier 3 powerful spell, should it be 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 15. I may need some guidance here, because really at this stage, it's just balancing things out. What was the other spell? Barrier. That's the other spell that I wanted to do. So I'm going to make myself a note. Barrier spell next. There we go. So that's it. Let's find someone to raid, because my butt's getting sore. I am hungry. I started typing Rustbound Magic. Are you kidding me? Let's do twitch.tv. Vintage Story. Wow, guys. The pickings are slim. That is definitely not an English thing there. So it looks like we have a perk cuss that we can raid. Boop. Oh, they're playing 1.20 pre-13. All right, so exclamation raid / raid percuss. All right, everyone. So thank you for watching. We made a lot of good progress here. The Oculus should be fixed. I'm going to be testing it in multiplayer next. If I had more time, I would have just built it out, fired it up on the other laptop, get the multiplayer server going. But I'm going to be doing that maybe in an hour or so. So I'm still going to do the multiplayer testing. We added the new buff. I reorganized all of the registry names for the buffs. We created a better system to detect a lower version of a buff, to either make the decision to refresh it if it's the same, to overwrite it if the buff you're applying is a stronger version of the buff that's already on you, or to deny overriding a buff because you have a higher version than the spell that's being cast on you, and then sending a message to the player. So a lot of good stuff. I created the attunement system is in. They actually do have bonuses. They do have perks. I don't have a way to, I don't know how you're going to get the items yet, but they're in, which is awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and I will probably talk to y'all later at some point. All right, see ya. Bye. Adios. Later. Oh, let me copy my message. There we go. All right. Bye, everyone.